you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Spotify.
Hey, tell me about the ritual. What I'm wondering is, do you choreograph those things? Do you know what you're going to play, or are you just kind of freestyling and then feeling the energy from the people that are in it?
It's it's a little bit of both. I have a general kind of
Flow.
I wouldn't say like yeah, like a flow, thank you, that I follow where like, I like to start with the didgeridoo just because it tends to shake things up
Yeah.
and that, and
Bold.
that kind of brings stuff to the surface
Mhm.
and then the rest of it is a lot more like for like soothing that and so people can have a chance to look at and work with whatever comes up in that initial kind of intense part, which
Mhm.
is also modeled a little bit after some of those stronger psychedelic ceremonies where in the very beginning it can be very, very intense and disorganized and overwhelming and just really, really challenging. And then as that like peak, so to speak, like levels off and you start getting into the more like calmer parts of it, you can look at the things that came up. We can look at the things that, are present now and work with them in a way. And so it's kind of borrowing even from that a little bit within the ceremony. So there's not like technically a flow, but of maybe the order of the instruments. But then what I play on each instrument is different every time. Like I don't actually have like unless it's like a song at the end that is a written song that
Right.
needs to be,
Yeah, you
you
didn't
know,
freestyle that
yeah.
song. That was very well rehearsed.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But it's like how I play the gong or what order I play the bowls in. It's like that's all kind of just in the moment of like trying to receive the energy of the room and go like, well, what's next? And that said, if I'm sitting there playing something and normally I go to this, but I get a really strong hit that I need to go to this, I'll
Mhm.
definitely follow that in the moment. Like I'm flexible around all of it.
Yeah.
I just, and then when I do the private like one-on-one ceremonies where I can fit up to 6 people here in my home, and also private groups, it's like I'll talk to the people that are coming, especially for like the one-on-ones, where it's like, is there anything you liked a lot and you want me to do more? Is there anything you didn't like at all and you don't want me to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Kind of
saying? And
custom
just
make it.
yeah, and they can kind of choose their own adventure around that. I'm happy to, sometimes I have people that are like, I'd like the didgeridoo for 40 minutes, and like my face feels like it's about to fall off from all the vibration, just
Yeah.
doing it for as long as I possibly can, 20, 25 minutes probably before it's just like, we need to take a little break and
Do you
change
just
it
blow
up.
in the
But
didgeridoo? How does that work? Is it like a
it's
trumpet?
almost like you're making a raspberry like
Okay, that makes sense.
but it's from like a really small part of the mouth here, and that a big part of learning how to do it is getting these muscles to like clamp down right, so you can just do it right here, and then inside of that tube there's all these different little, it's not smooth, it's like it's like carved out with a tool, and so there are all these different little reflective surfaces, and that creates a back pressure of like, so when you're putting the sound in, the sound waves are bouncing off of themselves and actually coming back up and meeting your mouth as well. And that creates the back pressure, which
Oh,
allows you
okay.
to
That's
get
what's
circular
vibrating your
breathing.
mouth the whole time then.
Right, right. And then it's basically like resonating the fundamental note of that didgeridoo, which mine is E flat. And then you can kind of go from there. You can move your tongue back and forth, and that will change the overtones. So you might hear like a wee, wee, like behind
Okay.
it, as I'm
Yeah.
like moving the tongue back and forth. And then you can also make the animal noises too, that like
Yeah.
and things like that.
Didgeridoo is a
Right.
cool ass instrument.